Well, good morning, friends. Mark Holmes here with my buddy Cowboy Joe Boo, as well as Joe Bear in the house. And as always, I want to thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. So let's get open for business here, and let's wake up the football gods. How you guys doing today? I'm feeling actually really cool. I'm feeling really good. I got back on keto. So I've got all kinds of energy like crazy, okay? And in less than 4 weeks, I've lost 11 and a half pounds. Yeah. And you've seen some of the shit I've been eating too. You saw me eating those shish kebabs this weekend and all that. So yeah, I'm feeling pretty good. If you want to find out what I'm doing and join us, because I know, hey, look, and I know all you thirsty brothers, you know the ladies are up in there. I know Lola's up there, Joanne Gonzalez, Alicia Barone, Aisha Robinson, Roland's, all the ladies are up in there. The ratio is a lot better on that channel because we do live cooking and everything else. And we are all working on getting in better shape and feeling better. But 11 pounds in 3 weeks. I feel good too. And I ain't hungry. I ain't hungry either. But before we get on to the topics for today, I've got to be better because, see, I missed El Boogie on the 15th yesterday. And Tony Lopez, yesterday was your birthday. Happy birthday to you. And then today, friends, Michael Gardner and Dylan Pratt on the 16th of February. Today is your birthday. So happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to all of you out there. Who's your birthday? And the ones that I forgot, because I suck. All right, so here we are. It's the off season, technically, but shit is going on. There is always shit going on when you're the Dallas Cowboys, okay? No matter what happens. There can be a feud between a sprinter and a Kansas City Chief, and somehow the Dallas Cowboys get brought into it. Usain Bolt, Tyreek Hill. There's been this kind of like feud where, Tyreek Hill's like, I want to race Usain Bolt. I want to race Usain Bolt. Bolt's like, boy, please. Interestingly enough, Bolt ended up kind of bitch slapping Tyreek Hill. Basically clowned his ass. Check this out. This is cool. Just listen.
Usain, you ever gonna race Tyreek?
He's not ready, bro.
Hey, he keeps talking. Hey, everyone in the NFL wants a piece of you.
I know, but he got beaten by some linebackers.
Oh!
He ain't ready for this.
He ain't ready for this.
Hey, how much you got on that race?
Huh?
Like, how confident are you?
Hold it. Did you get it? Because Tyreek Hill has been trying to bait him. Oh, man, I want to race you. And stuff. And he said, he ain't ready for this. You just got beat by some linebacker. Let's do it again.
Hey, bro.
Everyone in the NFL wants a piece of you.
I know, but he got beaten by some linebackers. He ain't ready for this.
Oh, man. Hey, how much you got on that race?
Linebacker.
Like, how confident are you?
I'm ready, bro. I'm the fastest man in the world. What do you mean?
Hey, tell the NFL players that keep talking big, like, put them in their place right now. Tell them.
When they're serious, tell them to call me. When they're really serious, call me.
Hey, what do you think about Odell Beckham Jr.'s game?
Listen, I'm so happy.
One more time.
Hey, he keeps talking. Hey, everyone in the NFL wants a piece of you.
I know, but he got beaten by some linebackers. He ain't ready for this.
Oh, man. Hey, how much you got on that race?
Huh?
Like, how confident are you?
I'm ready, bro. I'm the fastest man in the world. What do you mean?
Hey, tell the NFL players that keep talking big, like, put them in their place right now. Tell them.
When they're serious, tell them to call me. When they're really serious, call me.
Hey, what do you think about Odell Beckham Jr.'s game?
Listen, I'm so happy for him, though. I'm definitely happy for him. Odell, congrats, man. I'm really happy for you.
You've worn some legendary spikes. Do you think those gold, the diamond spikes you wore, do you think they could be worth a lot of money?
We're late, man.
Diamond spikes. You think the diamond spikes are worth a lot of money? No, they're worthless. They only got diamonds on it. Come on, man. You got to be doing better. You're getting a chance. You got him talking to you. You got to do better than that on an interview, man. Come on, man. Yeah, that's a disgrace, man. You actually had the fastest man in the world, and you messed it up like that. But you did get the soundbite of him literally bitch slapping Tyreek Hill. So maybe Micah Parsons, who's not just a linebacker. Micah Parsons is not just a linebacker. He was the #1 rated linebacker last year in football, playing on a hyperextended knee. Can you imagine if he didn't have that hyperextended knee? Can you imagine after year 1 is over with? Can you just imagine what we're going to see from him in the future? Maybe Micah Parsons people needs to call Usain Bolt and try and say, hey, you know what? I'm just a linebacker. Why don't you come embarrass me? He ain't just a linebacker. That boy can run. So, the fun part is now out of the way. That is great when you're sitting there thinking about this. There's our Cowboys, even though it is the off season, are in the process of trying to figure out what their identity is and who is going to be here as far as players go. And for me, you have to figure out what your identity is going to be before you start saying who's going to be here or who's not. I don't know what our identity is on offense, I'll be honest with you, because we got Zeke Elliott, one of the highest paid running backs in football, and a broke-down offensive line. And we used to be a running team. I don't know if we're a short passing team like a West Coast, if we're a deep pass. I just don't know. But we have to figure that out before we decide on that. But I guess we still have things that are kind of unsettled as far as the coaching situation. I talked late last night, about this, listening to this interview of Mike McCarthy on the Rich Eisen show. For me, listening to Mike McCarthy's voice, it lacked confidence and actually sounded like he was nervous as could be, like he was afraid to say the wrong thing. This is classic Jerry Jones undermining your coach and your authority all the way around. You've let it known to everybody in the world that you are on a short leash. And when people look at that, it's hard to respect a guy that you know is a dead man walking. That Jerry Jones's heart is somewhere else. This is like the stepdad that's the kids know that you and mama are fighting. He says, go clean your room. Psh, you ain't my dad. And no, all I got to do is, Mom, guess what he said to me? You know that's your ass. But I want to listen to this again because it's sad more than anything else. And this is one of those situations that make you wonder, are the Cowboys ever going to get shit right? Or are we forever going to air our dirty laundry out for the public?
In a veiled way from the man who signed your checks, to be very honest with you, Jerry Jones, in a story written on DallasCowboys.com, was talking about Dan Quinn coming back to your fold and mentioning how Sean Payton and Jason Garrett stuck around for a long time as assistants in Dallas because, quote, every one of those three coaches have said they'd love to be the head coach of the Dallas Cowboys. So my point is that has, in my mind, a lot of logic as to why they might not take a job now rather than one or wait and see how the cards go in the future. The follow-up question was kind of obvious. Like, what about your current head coach, Mike McCarthy? And the quote was, Mike knows that someday somebody other than him will be coach of the Cowboys. What do you think about that supposition, Coach Mike McCarthy?
Oh, so we have an hour, correct?
The floor is yours. The time's yours, as Andy Reid might say in the media. So, what do you think?
Well, I think it's a number of things. I mean, I think number one, I think it's every landscape in this league is different. I've been very fortunate to work at two of the premier organizations in pro football, and they're all different. So and I think clearly in this in this situation, the way things are done here, there's a bigger picture focus, and I've always frankly just keep it about winning, and I've always kind of taken a blind eye or blind ear to those things, but that's not the case when you work here. So I mean, I think clearly when you look at those type of comments, I think you have to understand the platform where they come from. I mean, I have an excellent relationship with Jerry Jones. We talk on a regular basis about everything and anything, big picture, tight focus on what we're doing, program wise, and more importantly, his biggest interest is the development of our players, especially our young players. So, but when I look at the comments, I mean, the thing about Dan, Dan Quinn being here was very important to me and our organization. I think it's the reality of it is, Dan and I had visited long before he ever took a head coach interview, frankly, long before the playoffs even started, about how happy he is here, and I envy him in some ways where, as a head coach, you get pulled away from the things that really would help you advance in this league. So, I mean, the joy that he was having coordinating, he's been a tremendous asset for me, personally and professionally, just having another individual with the experience of a head coach. So, we talked about him staying here, long before he even took the interview. Now, obviously, when he took the interview, and then this narrative broke out, I think in reflection to the relationship that Dan and I do have, he just said, "Hey, man, if I'm not comfortable with this narrative, if you really feel like I need to take one of these jobs, just be honest with him." And we kind of laughed about it, and I just said, "Dan, 10 to 12 years ago, I'd tell you, please get."
Is it me, or does he sound like he's literally on the hot seat here? You hear the quiver in his voice. It's there's no confidence whatsoever. You literally feel like his joy has been stolen.
Get the hell out of here! I don't want to deal with this. But the reality of it is, I'm about winning. He's about winning, and the best thing for the Cowboys is for Dan Quinn to be here. And obviously it was his decision, his alone. But I clearly wanted him to know from the start of all that I wanted him here because it's in the best interest of us winning. I've been at this a long time, Rich. I understand how hard it is to win a Super Bowl, and so the best thing for us, one of the best for our opportunity to be at the forefront of how we want to do it here, it's having Dan Quinn. So as far as what happens next and all that, I think that's really just part of the landscape. Jerry's the owner, he's the GM, and I mean he's always taken a 360-degree view of everything. And I think it's like anything in life. We have a lot of one-on-one conversations. We discussed all these things. I never once felt that I was not going to be the head coach moving forward. And frankly, I've been at this long enough. That's all I'm focused on. And I think the players, the coaches, football operations is my main hold. I'm the leader of this football team, and I'm about winning. And that's all I've ever focused on, and that's all I ever will focus on. And are these narratives unusual? Absolutely. I've never dealt with anything like this. Do I wish I didn't have to come on here and answer questions about it? Yeah, no doubt about it. I wish we were talking about something else, but it is part of our landscape. And I just think keeping things real and keeping things focused, because at the end of the day, it's about the people that you're in charge of. It's about the people you coach, and most importantly, it's about our locker room. And our locker room's about winning. I love our players. I love what they bring to the table. I think the advancement we made from year one to year two was impressive. We know we have more to offer. The emotion and the sting of how we lost is real, but in my lifetime in this league, it'll make us better, and I truly believe that. So it's part of our process, and it's part of our hard learning experience. But I'm not naive to the fact that you got to take advantage of opportunities when they're in front of you. We did a lot of really good things, some great things this year. But we didn't play our best football at the most important time in our last game, and that's what we have to really focus on moving forward.
So next time you see Jerry Jones, have you seen him since these comments came out, or you haven't had?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
all right.
I haven't seen him since we went to the Super Bowl, but
okay.
Yeah.
All right. So
I talked to him Saturday. Yeah, we talked on a regular basis.
So do you say to him, today's just not that day? That I realize I'm not going to be the Cowboys coach forever. Today's not that day, right? Did you talk about this sort of stuff with him, or you just go about your business and let him address it at some point? You know what I mean? Like, because it is unusual for an owner to say this sort of stuff. Certainly about a coordinator that you have a great relationship with and has done a terrific job. I mean, so that's why I'm just wondering, do you address it directly with him at all?
Yeah, no, we talked about it. We talked about Dan's situation.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely. We talked about Sean Payton's narrative also. It's been discussed.
You have discussed that with him, huh? What is anything you can share that you have discussed?
No, I mean, really, the conversation was, you and I are in this, back to back, and it's a partnership, and just focus on what we need to do moving forward. And he made some, personal comments about how he feels about it, but that's really for him and I. But I'm very, very comfortable with our relationship and our dialogue. I mean, it's at the end of the day, we both want the same thing, and it's to win the world championship. And definitely the narratives are unusual, but at the end of the day, I think you got to trust the relationships and the communication and the connection that you have.
Wow, and it's funny because we hear players that go from the Cowboys to other places, and they say, it's totally different than what we had in Dallas, where the focus was, wasn't necessarily winning football as it was. We've heard Cole Beasley say that. We've heard, Awuzie saying that. I've heard Jason Hatcher saying that. The Cowboys, I guess we're just totally different than anything else out there. And if you're Mike McCarthy, I guess you're wondering, should I move my family here? Because they just got here, a few months ago, setting up home here in Dallas. The fact that you are discussing, the coach in waiting, so to speak, of Dan Quinn or Sean Payton with you, it's crazy to me. But you know what? This is what to be expected when you are a Dallas Cowboy fan and you've got Jerry Jones as your owner. It's just not like anything else you've seen anywhere else. I will say that this is beginning to have shades of Al Davis and the Raiders. It just makes no sense and literally makes you scratch your head. With that being said, we got a lot of work to do, and we're going to keep on hitting that work every single day until I'm 6 feet under. You know how we roll.
Our coach here, as always, I want to thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the show for the sports report.
You did one hell of a job, and the only thing else I got to say is, how about